Hey guys, it is planting day here on the hunting grounds, and that is, yes, in a single day. I've got some stuff that will probably shock you, and some of you guys will be like, I don't know if I like the way you're doing that, because it's going against the normal trend of the way people plant food plots nowadays. And then I've got some that you guys will be used to. But right now, we're out here in the Candy Shop food plot. I've got the Eagle Seed Smorgasbord mix here, and as you can tell, we're starting to get a nice little tint of green in this food plot. Even though we've had a severe drought all summer, it pretty much killed out this food plot. If you get it down low and you kind of look at that angle, it looks a whole lot better. But I've come in here since we started getting rain. A couple weeks ago, I did spread some clover seed and some rye seed just to get something to start growing, hold the soil together, because I did not want it eroding, because we don't have much soil to even begin with in this food plot. Because the soil is pretty much bare, there's enough clover and rye and stuff in here that's going to hold the seed in. Even if we get a hard rain, this seed's not going to really conglomerate and wash away. So I've got the smorgasbord mix here. It's got a little bit of buckwheat, it's got rye, it's got rape, it's got some clover, it's got turnips, it's got everything you could want, literally a smorgasbord of seed. And so I'm just going to come in here. The smorgasbord mix will do about 1 acre per bag. Anytime that you're broadcasting like this, I like to do, so since it's 1 acre per bag, I'll do about a 1/4 of a bag extra per acre, just to make sure all the rodents and all the birds and everything that are going to come in and eat the seed, and some that just don't take, we make up for that for the extra that we're throwing on here. So I'm going to get this going, spread this, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the other food plots. It's a little bit different than the way we've been planting them, but it's going to work. So now we're back to a food plot that's been established for quite a few years now. Came in this spring, planted it in Eagle Seed soybeans, and because we didn't get any rain, literally spring or summer, it just zapped our food plots. And very little soybeans produced. What did produce, the deer demolished, and so there are very little out here. In saying that, farmers and cattle farmers in our area are desperate for hay. They just don't have enough hay for their cattle, so a lot of them are no-till drilling. The no-till drill that we normally use is being used by the farmer, and I don't even want to ask to borrow it, because I know they are in desperate need of getting seed inside the ground. So what I've done is done something that I haven't done in quite a while. Came in here, and I know some of you guys are going to cringe when I say this, but I broke ground. Came in with a disc, did not put any weight on the disc, did a very light break up on top of the soil, so much so, if you look, let me show you here, the soybeans that are left were literally pretty much not even disturbed. I came in and just broke up the topsoil. The seed from the smorgasbord mix can be topically applied to contact, and there was so much organic duff and stuff on top of this ground. We have so many doves in here right now. I was really afraid if I came in and just spread it topically that I wasn't going to get good seed soil contact, and what did was not going to be enough to get the deer through the winter. So I came in and broke up the top part of the ground, especially over here on this side. On this side is where I've extended the food plot this past year, and it's got areas where the grass was just really thick. We'd gone in, we had sprayed it, we tried to no-till drill it. I think it was a little bit of problem that I had with the no-till drill was the amount of grass that was on top of it. It had just been brush hogged for years and years before I got this property. It had a really thick buildup of just duff on top, and so even no-till drilling, I just think it was too deep. It wasn't getting the sunlight, wasn't getting the moisture that it needed. So coming in here and breaking this up, I think it's going to allow for a really good seed bed for the smorgasbord. You can see here, this is that stuff I'm talking about. It's almost like a carpet. And so to come in here and break it up where seed can get in between and get underneath, I think is really going to do a world of good for this. And so really didn't even, though that we're in the Ozarks, didn't pull up any more rocks than I already had up on top of the ground, because I mean, I literally just skimmed the surface of it. I'd sprayed it a few weeks prior, so it had a really good kill, and there's a lot of bare dirt, so it broke really easy this morning. So coming in, I mean, just look at that right there. That looks awesome. You can see it didn't even break up probably a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch down there, but that's just really nicely broken up. A lot of moisture still in the soil. We have 7 days planned of rain in the forecast. So if I can come in here, spread this, I'm actually thinking I'm going to put the roller on top of it because I don't think it would pack it too much, but it'd press that seed down into the ground. And I'm not lying, on each field we're having 100+ dove right now, and I'm worried that they're going to wreak havoc on our food plots if I don't cover them up somewhat. So what I might do is do a little test with the roller, see how far it presses in the seed, and if it doesn't press it in too far and just gives it a good seed bed, or it's kind of going to hide the seed from the dove, I'm going to come in here and roll it after I spread it here with the earthway spreader. It's broke up with the forage fence around it, and it's actually bouncing back pretty good from the cows coming in and demolishing it a few weeks ago. Still not as tall as it would have been, but it's bouncing back surprisingly well. So anyway, I got to get spreading this. Got a lot more to do and roll, and this is going to do awesome. I just know it is. I've done this in the past and it's worked really well, but I know a lot of people just cringe when you're like, I broke up the soil, because it's not the trend anymore. But when it works, it works. Get out there and plant your food plots, whichever means that you have. That's just what you've got to do. You're doing a world of good by doing it. If you don't have a no-till drill, then break the ground with a disc. If you don't have a disc, you can get out there with a leaf blower and a rake and make a little kill plot. Whatever you do, you're hopefully improving it for the deer and for your hunting success. So now I gotta get spreading. All right, so we're down to the final piece of the puzzle. We got the roller here on the back of the four-wheeler, and I'm going to test out a little area here. You can see the seeds pretty heavy on top of the soil here. I just went to the front food plot and spooked up so many doves it wasn't even funny. So what this is going to do, hopefully, is just really push it down just enough to give good soil seed contact, kind of hide it from the birds, and then within a day or so we're supposed to have rain, and we got pretty good percentages for the next 7 days. So as long as this does not bury it too deep, we're going to go ahead and drag it over. But this is kind of the experiment. We'll see how it goes here. All right, it actually looks like it did a really good job. It's just pressed that seed down to the soil. It didn't cover them up or bury them because I just fluffed the top part of the soil, but you can clearly see the line of where it's pushed it down into the soil. But you can still see all the seeds, but they're just really coated with that soil, and so it's great soil seed contact. I think it's going to help. So I'm going to go ahead and roll these food plots, and then that'll be the last little bit before we're just waiting on the rain. While I let the four-wheeler cool down and the dust settle, my gosh, it's dusty, but it's looking good. Got this whole area rolled, and what's done a great job of is pushing down all these rocks that are in this food plot. Some of these rocks were just been here from years ago, and some that have been worked up when I dissed about 3 years ago out here, and it's pushed them all back into the ground, which is nice. It's just gave the seed really good contact. I can still see a good bit of seed just right on top of the soil, but a lot of it has been pressed down in. It's completely coated with soil. One rain on top of this and it's going to sprout really well. And this way it won't conglomerate and wash down and everything here, because we are on a slight hill slope. It goes right down to the water trough down there that we just put in. So it's all looking really, really good. Now we just need our 7 days of promised rain. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Get ready to see a tremendous change here on the hunting grounds as this greens up. I'm excited to bring you guys the change, and it's about time for this thing to green up, because it's been in the drought all summer and we've been getting consistent rain here for the last 2 weeks, so it's time. And the deer are ready for me to get out of the food plot. I've literally been chasing them out, running in and out with the four-wheeler. They've been trying to come into the food plot to browse on what little bit that we do have in here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Comment down below, Tell me how your food plots are doing. Let me know if you planted some food plots. Hopefully we've encouraged you to improve your own hunting grounds. Give a big thumbs up, and guys, until next time, have a better than average day.